Make sure my phone is. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back, everybody. I kind of miss you all now that we're doing it every other Wednesday instead of every Wednesday. But I also love it because it gives you a chance to get realmed up about what's coming up next. So you know what it is. If you see me, it is Let's Rap About It Wednesday, where we have wellness conversations with some phenomenal individuals across the nation and the world, actually. So we are a international show, and we bring guests from the East Coast to the West Coast and from different continents. So tonight, I have the honor and the pleasure of introducing to some and presenting to others Coach Chajuana Renee of Ripped Royalty Wellness LLC. Welcome,
Hey
Chajuana.
now. Thank you.
Yeah, so you all know how I love my legacy sisters. We are so many of us, but not only that, everyone has such a unique and individual way of how they're approaching wellness and bringing it to you. And so that is something that I think we are in need of. I think we are filling a gap, a space within the health and wellness community, especially holistically, whether it's fitness, whether it's energy healing, whether it's nutrition and dietitian with someone like our Chef B. We have so many talents, and I love and do not mind sharing this, using this platform so that you can see what is out there because there is going to be someone that you connect with that is the one that is your person that you need to connect with. And there is plenty of knowledge and talent out there right here within that legacy family. So we welcome you. We welcome you. She's going to share with us some phenomenal information. Why did I pick her? Why did I bring her on? I have been watching this young lady for over a year, and I'm telling you, I just love her energy. I see her working out in her living room, going live, moving that body, and she is that inspiration into that I listen to as well because I am that busy woman over 40 who wants to keep moving and grooving. And so, if that is you, or you know someone who fits that bill, you need to be in this conversation. And if you're not over 40, God willing, you will be. So you still need to be in this conversation tonight so that you can know how you can keep going and not be behind the eight ball once you leave those 20s and leave those 30s. Because there is a lot of life to still look forward to after 40. It just gets better. I'm 48. This is the year of the great 48, and I'm telling you, it gets better and better after that threshold. So, Miss Chajuana Renee, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. And we're going to talk about, that longevity of wellness over 40.
Yes, yes. So first of all, thank you so much for having me on this platform. I freaking love to talk about this. So reel me in if you need to, because this is just my passion. And what I can say, first of all, I am a mom. I'm a mom of two. I'm a mom to a soon to be 19-year-old on next Tuesday. She just keeps telling me, Mom, I'll be 19 on the 19th. So that's my baby girl. And then I have my oldest girl. She's 22. So
Wow.
I
Our kids
know
are the
everyone's
same
always
age. I have a 22-year-old and a 19-year-old, and then I stuck one more in there with the 15-year-old.
honey, I was so scared to stick another one in there because I was like, if it's not a boy, but kudos to everybody who did that after two. Kudos to y'all. But I can say that what I love about this lifestyle and what it is that I do is because being able to go against society's norms or what they tell you or how, what they feed into you, where you should be, how you should look, and how you should feel after the age of 40, and for some reason, I wanted to, I don't want to say, okay, I just wanted to be like, you know what? How about I challenge that? Okay. Now, I had to say that I did start my journey, my commitment to myself, my commitment to moving my body when I was 36 years old. I decided I was going to have my last day one. And that was because I had what's called my mirror moment. I tell everybody, I'm sure plenty of people had one, like, who the heck am I right now?
Yes.
So I had my mirror moment. I looked in the mirror, I cried my eyes out, and there was no way I could blame my girls, right? They were older when I was 36. They were a little bit older. So they were 8 and 12, I believe, at the time, if I'm doing my math correctly. But it was just like, I can no longer blame them. I'm going through these health challenges that I just do not like. And we all know that a lot of us suffer from fibroids, right? And for the life of me, I'm doing all this research and I'm like, where do these things come from, right? Yeah. So not only did I want to improve my health, not only did I want to get rid of the weight, not only did I want to stop suffering from fibroids, because my doctor was like, we need to do a hysterectomy. And so me wanting to change my life, but then on top of that, adding my doctor wanting to do a hysterectomy, and I was only 31 or 30, that scared the crap out of me.
Right.
And I got to thinking, like, what did I do? What did I do to make this happen? And, so I started doing a lot of research and a lot of research and a lot of research. And it all came down to food, right? It all came down to, the more research I did, the more it led me to a book, a documentary, a this, a that, and everything to do around health. And I became so interested. And then one day I realized I had the power to change. That was a game changer. I read something that said, you got yourself where you are, whether it was, your fitness or your health challenges, or I just had it in my mind that I did that to myself. I don't know what it was, but after everything that I read, I felt like I did all of this to myself. So I decided to make that shift. Right. Like, if you did that, then you can undo it, and I really took that to heart. I said, you're so right. I have that power. I have that choice to undo it. I'm going to rock with that. Right. So October 21st, 2011, I was reading a book called, I had finished a book that day before called By Any Means Necessary. And walking through that book, and from one day to the next, instantly, I became a plant-based eater. I didn't know, I'll just say I became vegan. How about I say that? Right. Because I was the junk food vegan. I still didn't know what I was doing, but I was eating Petty Grahams and Oreos because they were vegan. Right. So that's where
every new vegan's the joy when they find out their Oreos are vegan. They're like, oh, I can have that.
And Oreos are my favorite. So, honey, let me tell you, I was stacking up on Oreos and nut milk, and it was just like, this is awesome. This is vegan. Right. This is great. And then I started, I was intimidated by the recipes that were in the back of that book because I wanted to try stuff. But it's always scary to try something new. And a lot of the things just look really foreign to me. The products that you needed to use in some of the recipes were so foreign. I had no idea what these things were. So little by little, I started diving into taking control of my health and becoming more of a healthier vegan, right? And that it was a process. It was all a process. But I started to feel better. So by the time 2014, that was 2011, by the time 2014 came, I had surgery for my fibroids. I had been trying to look for natural healing, but at that time, there wasn't really that much information out there in regards to healing fibroids. Not until after, like literally months after I had my surgery, I found something.
Right.
But I was going more down the path of natural healing. So all these things were just coming into place. All the information that I was reading, I was connecting with a whole nother tribe of people on my wellness journey, and my eyes were just opening. My palate was expanding, trying all these different foods. And you know what? I'm going to the stores and I'm in the produce section and I'm looking like, oh, that's what that is.
I know that feeling.
Because you only know what you know when you're growing up on soul food. You only eat certain foods in the produce section. So everything else is just you bypass, right?
Right.
So I started learning about more fruits, more veggies. To me, it was amazing. It was like, oh my gosh, all this stuff has existed for so long, and I just went past it because I didn't know about it. And so starting to eat a lot healthier, juicing, doing smoothies, things like that, just led me down this path to where I am right now. So 2014 to now has been a journey. It has been one where, I had to literally say, this is for me. It's not for anybody else. It's not for my kids. It wasn't for my family. It was for me.
Yeah.
Right? And I think what a lot of people do is they say, well, I'm going to do this for, no, it seriously cannot be for anybody else. It has to be for you. Think about it. Your family or anyone in your household really is not asking you, hey, do you need anything? Are you okay? Do you need to sleep? No one's doing that, because as long as you are taking care of their needs, I mean, you may have a rare 5% in the household, but honey, when the mama is doing everything for everybody, no one's asking, is she okay?
That's true.
No one's doing that.
That's absolutely true. And I love how you said, because you have to have, it's not until you have, it may not be in the mirror, but you're going to have that aha moment. And that day is going to have to come. And when you said, I realized I had the power to change, because if I did it, I can undo it. Like taking back that power that you are the one, you are in control of your decisions, what you choose to put in you, what you choose to, put on you. You have the power to determine what that is. And it is a magical moment when you realize that. So I can so recognize that and relate to that. And it's funny that, you happen on November 21st. That's my mom's birthday.
Oh, October, actually. It was October 21st.
Okay.
So a month before.
November 21st. I was like, that's my mom's birthday. But, by any means necessary. So that's another book that we want to take a look at.
By any greens
necessary. Yes. By any greens necessary. But when you think about that moment in the mirror and you stood there, what was going through your mind?
Well, I honestly, I cried. I cried because I literally was like, who am I? Now, prior to that, prior to me having kids, I love dancing. I was a cheerleader. So I grew up just moving my body, competitions. I was a competitive double dutcher, so I did all these things. So I love being active, right? And I don't know what it is. I just love being active. And I just felt like I had these extra 30 pounds on me and I did not feel the same. Okay. I did not feel good. Right. I didn't feel like I looked good. So that led to me making decisions based off of how I felt. And that's not always a good thing, right?
Right.
Because
Right.
self-esteem is low, your confidence is low, and you can invite things in that are not in alignment with where you truly feel like you should be. But
Mm-hmm.
because you are in this space, it's like, well, okay, I'll just accept this or I'll just accept that. And I recognize even a lot of that now that I'm in the space that I'm in and being over 40 and having all of this confidence. Like, people truly don't understand where people come from. So when people see me now and, they may see this version of me that, really, really loved her life and is extremely confident, because I didn't always have that. And that's a lot of us, right? We had to heal, and we're still healing, and we're still
Yes.
breaking through barriers, and we're still doing all that. Some of us just choose to live it out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I choose to do, because I feel so good that I took my power back. That's a big deal for me every single day, every day. Because every time I hear someone say, oh, I can't. And I'm like, baby, you giving up your power just like that. Like, come on, don't do that. Now, listen,
Right.
our ancestors didn't have a choice. They did whatever they could do within the realms of what they could do. They had zero choices. They ate the food, the scraps that were given to them. They picked the cotton. They couldn't do anything else but that. Sun up to sun down. They had no choices. They had to live in their little shacks. They had no choices. We have choices.
Yes.
Right? And so every time I hear someone say, I can't, or I can't, it honestly, it drives me wild. Baby, we are no longer there. We are here.
Right. Right. And you
So,
got to being able to take ownership of that and responsibility for that. Because it's taking ownership, because that undoing part, when you get to the undoing part, then you have to really sit down with yourself and have that revelation of, but how did I do this to myself?
Yes.
So to undo it, I have to take responsibility for what I did. Yes. And it took years. It didn't happen overnight. It was it was a process. Even the journey. That's why I like to say is the journey to amazing is going to be, I'm going to be on the journey to amazing to the day I take my last breath, because I'm going to I feel like there's always going to be something more amazing that I can create for myself each day. So it's going to be a continuous journey. So, but it takes some reflection to realize, so that you don't end up going back where you are. And so I love your energy. I love, like you said, that shopping in the store. I went through I have over the past year, like I was pretty much pescatarian, but over the past year, like last October up until just actually a couple of weeks ago, I've been focused on, plant-based. And what I said, because people are like, oh, are you vegan? I was like, I won't take a title, but I was like, my goal is that 90% of what I intake is going to be plant-based. And by just putting that in my head, it's made me, stick closer to, maintaining that plant-based style. And it makes a huge difference, because even when I open up the window of, okay, I'm gonna open a window for a couple of weeks, I immediately see the difference. And I'm like, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it, because everyone's body is different, and everyone is not, everyone can't be a vegan, whatever. But for me, I immediately see what the difference is. I know now if I partake in too much sugar and sodium, like that means instant inflammation for me.
Oh, wow.
So, and it makes a difference when I travel, whatever. So it's still learning your body in the process, learning the process and keeping it moving. And so we talked about, that intake part, but you love, like you said, you love to move. You love to move. And I mean, like, do you work out 7 days a week?
I work
Do you
out
think
whatever my program tells me because I usually have a calendar with every program. So whatever it says, that's what
right?
I do. So it may be 5 days, it may be 6 days at max. It's never 7, but
Okay.
I do get a rest day in.
Right.
So. Mhm.
And how is movement? I love how you say double dutch. My cousin is down. We're here in the DMV area, so there's a 40 and up double dutch club.
Yes.
So they double dutch down at the harbor on Saturday mornings and so forth. I saw my cousin partaking in that. I even went down one Saturday. But just something as simple as that,
Mhm.
finding an activity or a pastime that helps
Mhm.
you keep moving.
Yeah.
That may be your start.
Mhm.
What is some good advice that you can give to someone who they are sedentary,
Mhm.
they want to start moving, but they just don't know where to begin?
Okay. Well, I can tell you something that's extremely easy. You might know where I'm going with this,
Hmm.
but I think being really intentional about, because we all walk every single day. We walk to our car, we walk to the grocery store, when we park, we do get in some sort of body movement. Of course, it's not intentional and
Right,
there's like really nothing behind it because it's kind of mindless. We're not really aware because we do it by nature, right?
right.
But something as simple as taking 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day to just walk, right? Go get some fresh air. Walk outside. It's free.
Hmm.
Specifically for us mamas, especially single parent mamas or mamas in general, we need to get away.
Yes.
We need to get away. And we need to know how to tell our people, give me 15 minutes.
Hmm.
Give me 30 minutes. Let me go take my walk. Let me do that. I will be back. Right. And I
Right.
think we just get so far away from, because I hear a lot of, oh, I got to do this for, oh, I got to do this for. And it's like, honey, you got to remember that you
Mhm.
matter also, right?
Yes.
Because your family is going to love you even more when you are well, when you are vibrant, when you have energy and you can do all these things with them. They just don't know
Yes.
it
Yes.
yet. But it's just about putting those brakes on and saying, all right, you guys, listen, allow them to be your support system, but you have to tell them, you
Hmm.
know, you have to, it's so out of the norm for us women that if you don't tell people what you want to do, it's not going to happen, right? So your support system is extremely important. If you want to go get 15 minutes, do that. And here's my suggestion for people who like to watch TV, right?
Hmm.
My challenge is always, I put that on my wellness checklist. It's one of them. My challenge is always, if you're going to watch TV, stand up and walk in place. You
Mm.
know, challenge yourself to do something like that out of the norm. It's going to be uncomfortable because I know we used to sit down and
Right.
watching things, but that's the great thing about it. That's the
Especially
great
when
thing
you're binge
about,
watching.
yes.
Just think
But
about how much time you can get when you've been watching a show.
and you can put your Fitbit on and just go to town.
Love it.
And you don't even know. And your next thing you know, you're being intentional about that. You got a show that comes on every single day. The next thing you know, you're like, whoa, I'm getting in all these steps a day. I wonder what I
Right.
can do in this area, in this other
Hmm.
part of my life. Now that I'm doing this, or you may even decide to tackle your nutrition,
Right.
right? Because you're like, oh my goodness, now I want to see what my body can actually do if I
Hmm.
treat it well in this area also. So just being really aware and conscious of those things is such an amazing thing, but just got to put the thought into it to make those things happen. So, yes, body movement is just amazing. It doesn't have to be super intense, um, but getting it in is so healing. If
Yes.
you if you if you are super aware and intentional about what you are doing, very healing.
It is. It definitely is. And like
Mhm.
you, when you talking about being a cheerleader, because I remember the revelation of because I was a basketball player. I, hooped, and I realized, like after college, I realized because you get into a pattern. So all through high school, through college, is like, no matter, if I picked up a few pounds, it was like, no worries, because I know basketball season is coming. I know I'm going
Right.
to be doing some suicides. I know whatever I pick up is going to disappear. Well, then,
Mhm.
as years pass on, there is no basketball practice. There is no running the suicide. So it's like, what do you put in place? And I remember right
Right.
after basketball, then I picked up running for a while and used to run. And
Mhm.
of course, no one will ever believe it now, but I remember being in college and, we did I talk about this in one of my books, like the day we did our body composition and like I was doing weights and everything. And mine came back, it was like 9% body fat. And they were like, that's just impossible. But it was just like I was all lean and muscle at that.
Wow.
And I said, wow. So now, of course, 25 years later,
Mhm.
I really realize how incredibly awesome that was. At the time,
Mhm.
I didn't really process it. I was
Right.
young, early 20s, and was like, this is just, that's how things are.
Yeah.
But when you 100 pounds later, 150 pounds later, you were like, wow, that was amazing. Now I
Mhm.
say that not to say, oh, that's my goal to get back to, because it's not.
Mhm.
But it's like it just shows you the body is amazing and you can transform it. And
Mhm.
it is really a mind shift, and how
Yes.
turn that wheel in your mind and say,
Yeah.
this is what I can do to make a difference in my body. So I
Absolutely.
love the fact of now, at 48, like getting back into weightlifting, like things
Mhm.
that I did years ago, and how empowering it is. Like, lifting weights and being like, oh, there's another way to, work on these abs without doing the sit up. Like, pick up those.
Right.
And so
Yes.
it's amazing how you just kind of open up, and it can be something that you used to do and thought,
Right.
because of this, because I passed this milestone or that milestone is no longer available to you. But it is. And I mean, I'm in a group and it's like 60 and 70-year-old women
Yes.
are lifting and just rocking it out and
Lakeisha, say that
transforming.
age again. Say
Okay,
again.
they're like 60 and 70.
Okay. Say it one more time.
60 and 70, and they are rocking it out. They taking photo shoots in bikinis,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
at 70.
Yeah.
It's like it does not end. Like, don't think that when that milestone comes, that 40 year,
Mhm.
that 50th year, that okay, that's woe is me. No, life is just beginning, and
Yeah.
it's all, like you said, it's about discipline,
Mhm.
and um and don't mistake that this is not about body shaming. This is
Mhm.
about reaching inside and, doing what you can do to make yourself feel good from the inside out.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely.
yeah,
That is my aim, and
hmm,
that is like my theme.
right,
Like I, for me, I'm very much that feminine, like sexy, like that is my thing, and I don't
hmm,
hide from that. You know,
right,
I am sexy mom vibes all day long. All day long. I love to dance. But that all comes from that internal shift that what I feed my body. I get a lot of questions around, how do you stay motivated? How do what this temple that I have, when you think in terms of all the body systems that you have that work in tandem with one another, that are doing the best they can to help you survive, all I think about is I'm going to make sure that you thrive. I'm going to do my part for my respiratory system, my cardiovascular. I got you. And
hmm,
this is how I think and how I talk to my body. Like, you held me up the entire time I wasn't taking care of me. I am so sorry.
mm,
I am so sorry. I'm going to do my part. but that just stemmed from a lot of research, that stemmed from going through legacy,
Right.
understanding the body system. That just blew me away. And from then on, I was literally doing my own evaluation of myself going through
Mhm.
legacy. It was just an
Yes.
amazing thing. And I had no idea the intricacies of our body. Like
Yes.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I give thanks. Like, thank you. You're amazing. Like, I am going to repay you. And this is how I'm going to repay you. And that's where my motivation comes from every
Mhm.
single day, because you hear the saying all the time, take care of your body and your body will take care of you. That is
Right.
such a true statement. You wonder why I'm out here about to go run a half marathon on Saturday? Because I'm taking care of my body, and it's going to take care of me.
Mhm.
So the whole time I'm going to be running, I'm going to be giving thanks, right? Because it's that one thing again. I continue to defy the odds of there's so many things
Right.
that go into why I take care of me. It's like so many that would take me all day to explain. But not only do I want to prevent as much disease as I can, not only do I want to feel vibrant and have the energy to do what I love to do, which is dance. Also, I
Right.
love dancing like all day. I could all day. Like they say, dance like no one is watching, or if they are, who cares?
Who cares? Who cares?
Feel
Yes,
good.
I love your checklist. Go put on your red dress, grab some heels, and just dance. Love it.
Yes. So for me, just having that commitment to yourself to move,
Hmm.
whatever way you decide to do it, be intentional about it. Like be in the moment. Like
Hmm.
feel your body move fluidly in whatever you do. And that's why I can understand why a lot of people are tapping into yoga.
Hmm.
It's an amazing thing when you really understand that body movement,
Right.
when you really have an appreciation of how your body can be mobile, right? Because there's a lot of things that we take for granted with our body. We take for granted our movement. We take for granted
Yes.
our toes moving. We take for granted our ankles, until we lose that, right? And then we're like, oh my gosh, you'd be surprised how many people that I've talked to over the course of this 7.5 years that I've been doing what I do, who I may have invited to do this with me, or, and they say, I can't
Hmm.
because of mobility issues or this or that and the other. I do this for them too,
Right.
because they keep me in check.
Mm.
Like, don't get up and take this body for granted, Chajuana. There's someone out there that just said they can't, which is
Right.
valid, you
Right.
know? And for me, I just feel like whatever I can do to help my body out, to stay in the best condition, that's what I'm going to do. And that's my internal fire and motivation every single day.
Absolutely. I love it. And you can tell you that you truly have a passion for it and for the people that you I see it's coming through the screen. Like you can feel the passion for it. And
Yeah.
um to go back on, we'll stay right there, just being intentional. Because
Mhm.
you have to, when you do something intentionally and you understand the intent, and you might not even fully understand the intent initially, but you
Right.
know you need to do something different. But the
Right.
more you do it, you become more intentional about it. And like you said, you know, even for me, like the more we did course study and legacy. And I was a kinesiology major. I had to
Wow.
take human anatomy and physiology, and I still found myself in legacy. Like, I don't remember us talking about the lattice. Like, what was that? Am I like, there was things that were emphasized there that 4 years at the University of Minnesota in kinesiology department, I was like, I don't remember us ever talking about this. So it's like you don't know you don't know what you don't know, and how
Right.
important it is. And so, you know, even with the energy healing and, just the holistic approach of things and how we, learning about, our chakras and stuff, that
Yes.
was something that, was even talked about when I was growing up or going
Right.
to school. We didn't even,
Right.
nobody talk to me about chakras or anything. And it's just, to me, is that another way of really getting to know your body.
Oh, honey.
Body, mind, and spirit. And it's like you go through almost 50 years of life and realize you haven't even touched the edge of all that really makes up this
Right.
magnificent,
Yeah.
like you said, temple that was created. Like we just tapping in. We just really starting to tap in. And
Yes.
so it's an amazing journey.
It really is.
It really is.
It really is. It's healing, it's freeing. If you just allow yourself to tap into listening to your body, treating your body with kindness, like that right there is so precious to me. Like,
Yeah.
I am in love with me.
Yeah.
And it's not this thing of, I don't know what you would call it, but I am in love.
It's not arrogance. It's not, no, it's just like a true, just a true appreciation to your creation, how you were created, your creator.
Yeah.
Like we are amazing, amazing products of something beyond what we could ever encompass. And so,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yes.
And that's why I'm so happy. Because I'm here and I get it. There are so many people that I am trying to help get it, and that's why I'm in this space. I love doing the work. It is challenging, but I love doing the work, and I honestly don't know how to sometimes get people to truly understand that, because I'm with a popular health and wellness company and they made it so easy for me to actually get my life back.
Right.
That I am like literally trying to share this gift. Like, this is such an easy way so you don't have to struggle. Number one, you're learning how to eat better, because that's always the struggle for my people.
Right.
Just getting away from the traditional soul food and everything that is really killing us. But you learn how to eat better, step-by-step approach. You learn how to incorporate intentional body movement every single day without guessing, and it's like, you do not have to guess. And I want you to be well. I want you to be well so bad that I'm inviting you to do this with me, because here I am 7+ years later, keeping on 30+ pounds, feeling really good. Now 43, and I look forward to rocking, hitting my 50, like, and I'm like, it's such an amazing thing to really love on yourself, right? But I can honestly tell you that when you start to do that, things shift in your life, right? Things shift, and you no longer start accepting what I want to say, the things that don't align with you and your beliefs and how you feel about yourself. Like, you are quick to be like, oh, that don't serve me, let me let it go. But when you are in a space where you don't feel good about yourself, again, you're liable to accept any and everything and suffer. And honey, listen, I would rather grow, glow, and be in a space where I'm only connected to 5 people, if that's what it is, but I'm going to do things that serve me. I'm going to be with the people that serve me well. And a lot of times we're just with anybody, friends, relationships, whatever, because of how we feel about ourselves, So it really
that
is
compromising convenience.
ah,
Compromising convenience. Like,
yes,
because it takes work.
it does.
Yeah, it takes work to move out your comfort zone.
Mhm. It takes
So,
work to take responsibility for
mhm,
changing your. It takes work. It does.
yes, it's work.
And when I tell people, I'm like,
Mm,
I can't, like, you can't take that away from me. Like, you can't get upset about where I am in my life right now, as far as how I feel about me. You can't do any of that because I am willing to do the work.
mm,
Whatever it takes for me to be a better being, that's what I'm going to do. And that's in all aspects. Am I perfect? Absolutely not.
right.
That's the lowest standard, trying to reach for perfection because we can never get there.
Exactly.
But am I striving to be better than Chajuana at 36? Absolutely. And I'm very far from her. But then as long as I'm still here, I have a ways to go and I can still improve and get better and share this good energy with people. Like that's just what I want to do. And I just want to be able to help as much as I can,
Mhm.
especially my mom's like, honey, all is not lost. All is not lost.
It
You can
is
pick up
not.
right where you are and take that first step to shift what you say you want. Take that first step. I can help you, but take that first step.
Absolutely. And you do have the energy to share. You absolutely do. So I like to always end and ask my guests, to leave the people with three things, three powerful nuggets, tips that you have to help them take that next step. And then, of course, also end that with how they can stay in touch with you.
Okay. Well, first of all, you have a choice. You can choose, right? You can choose to stay where you are, or you can choose to take responsibility and know that you have a choice to do either. You know, but own that.
Mm-hmm.
Own that. Second, really dig into your support system. Let them know what it is that you want, right? If you truly want a change, tell your household, tell your loved ones, tell your boo, tell whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but let them know so that they know where you're at and you're not doing this alone,
Right.
right? Number three, if you need to connect with someone who is in alignment with where you want to be, do that and stay connected.
Mm-hmm.
Stay connected because there's something that you saw in that person
Yeah.
that got you to where you want to be, or something that you admire. Talk, have those conversations. It's okay, but stay connected so that you can get there. So
Right.
those are my three things.
I love it. I love it. You have
Yeah.
a choice. You get to choose.
Mhm.
Make your support system aware so they can
Mhm.
support you. You're not
Mhm.
in it by yourself because you're
Right.
really not. And then stay connected and aligned. So
Yes.
those are your juicy three nuggets from Coach Chajuana out of Louisville, Kentucky, by way of, I believe, Ohio, right?
Yes. Columbus, Ohio, honey.
Yes. So we have truly enjoyed you, your spirit, your energy, your passion for the people, for fitness, for wellness, for
Yes.
continuing on the journey to amazing. You are
Yes.
definitely doing that.
Thank
And how
you.
can we connect with you, follow you, get your phenomenal wellness
Oh,
checklist?
goodness.
How can they get your wellness checklist? I got mine,
Well,
you guys. You need to get yours.
I want the people to start with the wellness checklist because those are some things that have given me life over these years. And, because people are always asking, always asking. So I said, you know what? Let me put some things on the list.
Mm-hmm.
They can get everything. Well, not everything, but just a lot of the practices that have helped me, that still help me be who I am today and continue to get better. So grab your wellness checklist at www.chajuanarenee.com. Okay? chajuanarenee.com. You need me to spell that? It is ChajuanaRene. chajuanarenee.com. Go grab that wellness checklist and start checking those boxes off, honey. Because you can. That's why.
You can. Love it, love it, love it. So again, at www.chajuanarenee.com, you will get a free complimentary wellness checklist, and you can use that as kind of your template to start moving to a life of wellness, a life of health, a life of progressing forward. We are so thankful for your presence here tonight. We love the energy you brought. We look forward to connecting and working with you again in the future.
Yes.
So we thank you, thank you, thank you. As we wrap it up, you guys, we're going to remind you that we are still on Wrapped in Wellness 3.0. The overflow will take place the weekend of November 19th through the 21st. And we're doing it a little different. This weekend version of it is actually going to be just a weekend for those who have poured into others all year long, who've supported, who've provided therapy, who've provided coaching. We want you all to just come out and enjoy yourself for a weekend of activities. And we will also be featuring a wellness suite, which will be filled with vendors who are in the health and wellness industry, who can provide services to you, particularly in the DMV area. But it'll be a way for you to come out and actually, shop early, Black Friday, shop some health and wellness businesses, Black-owned businesses in the area, as well as kind of come and relax with a special paint and sip and poetry that Friday night. We'll have some movements, examples going on that Saturday during the vendor wellness suite. And then we will be having a special brunch on Sunday to celebrate some successes that have occurred during this year post our 2020 shutdown. And so we know that you poured in a lot. And so we want to give you a chance to relax and not necessarily have to speak, but just come enjoy each other and talk about how we can get ready and move people into 2022. So I hope you come out and join us for that week. We will be right here in the DMV. It is going to be a live event. Again, the weekend of November 19th through the 21st. Just some time for you to relax before the busy holidays kick in and be able to shop health and wellness businesses. So we hope to see you there. You can look for the links on my page within the end of this week. And we thank you for joining us for another episode of Let's Rap About It Wednesday Wellness Convos with tonight's guest, Coach Chajuana Renee out of Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you, Chajuana.
Thank you.
Have a good night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks with our next guest, Dr. Emma. And she actually, speaking of holidays, is going to talk about, that's where we're going to hit the mind well. And she's going to talk about, some mental health strategies for the holidays as we enter the holiday season. Peace and blessings.